Good morning. Today we are going to talk about named ranges. Let me introduce named ranges to you first. In Excel, names can be defined for cells or range of cells. We use named ranges to make formulas easier to understand and maintain. Names help to update and audit Excel worksheets easily. Let us check how it works in Excel. I am in my Excel right now, and like every video, I have created some objectives for us to understand the topic. Firstly, we'll cover how to define named cells, we'll apply some formula, then we'll define named ranges, we'll do an exercise to find grades, and lastly, we'll apply named ranges in conditional formatting. For this exercise, I have taken USD to INR conversion rate. It is 84.57. To convert it into name, I can simply type here conversion underscore rate. And as soon as I click enter, you would see that when I am on this cell B2, in the name box, instead of B2, it is telling conversion rate. Notice that I have not used space between conversion and rate. Instead, I have used underscore. The reason is because named ranges do not accept a space as a character. There is another way to define name ranges, and that is inside formula. When you go in the formula tab, on the ribbon, you would see a section for defined names. And here, you can define new name. As soon as I clicked on the define name button, a box got popped up which is asking for name. It has automatically picked the cell value which is adjacent to the cell which I had selected as the name. For example, I had selected 15% B2 here, and it has automatically picked tariff as the name. It is referring to $B$2, which means that this name has got specifically linked to this particular cell only. You could also type your comments in this to just explain that what this is. So maybe you can write tariffs on goods sold from India to USA. So here I have mentioned the comment that this cell or this name represents tariffs applicable on goods sold from India to USA, and I can click OK. Now, how to check that which names are there in this workbook? You can go to name manager, and here you see that first name I had defined using this name box conversion rate, and it is referring to named range cells B1, and tariff which I defined using this button of define name, it is also listed here, and I can see it is referring to B2 in named range tab. I'll close this. So this is how we define named range in a cell. Now I'll just create some formula to see that how this works. Now just imagine if this is the list of item and this is the export amount in USD, and I have to find the amount in INR. Obviously I'll convert this USD amount into INR using the conversion rate. For this, I would have applied a formula equals to this amount into cell B1, and I would have applied a dollar here. You see that I have applied a formula using the cell address only. Now there could also be a chances of any confusion. For example, instead of B1, by mistake I typed B2 or any other number, then this value would have shown incorrect information. To avoid this, I could simply type the formula this into. So when I typed conversion rate, it is giving me the option to select here conversion rate, and I can double click and it will automatically select the conversion rate which is applicable. And I can copy and paste this in all the cells to show that how the conversion rate is changing the value of the export amount in INR. Now notice that here it still shows cell B1. To apply conversion rate here as well, what I can do is I would go to formula, and in define name drop down I'll say apply names. So as soon as I click on apply names, it will ask me that which name do I want to apply here. I will select conversion rate and OK. So you see that in this cell also the conversion rate has got applied. Now similarly I'll apply another formula to include the tariff impact. I'm just applying the formula to reduce the amount of tariff applied. This minus again C5. Now this has to be multiplied with tariff. I click on tab, it has got selected, and this number is giving me the final amount in INR minus the tariff which is charged. So this is how we use named ranges in the formula. How do we define named ranges in a range? So remember from the video of approximate match where I had given the grades to multiple students who had scored some marks. So we will do the same exercise, but this time we'll use named range for the grades table. Now, when we had to select the name for a cell, we just selected one cell. To define a full range, we'll select the whole range and again go to define name. You would observe that it has taken the name of the range as value of the first cell, which is marks. I'll change it to grades instead because I want to be clear that this table represents grades, and this refers to F21 to G26, and this is in dollars. So which means that only this particular range is captured in the name of grades. I click OK. Since I have already covered VLOOKUP and approximate match in a separate video, I'll not go too much into detail of that, but I'll just apply VLOOKUP with approximate match using the name range. So the formula is equals to VLOOKUP. I have to look up this value. And now instead of table array, I'll just mention the range which I had defined, which is grades. I press tab and my grades are in second column and I want an approximate match. So this is how the grades are appearing. Now the last objective is to apply named range in conditional formatting. You might have observed in the conditional formatting video how I had applied the conditional formatting on all of these rows basis the value of the cell I2. Now what I can do is I can define the name of cell I2 as, let's suppose, check, click OK. And if I go to conditional formatting, go to manage rules, you would see that the rule here mentions I2. Now since I have already defined the name of that particular cell, I can just simply type check here. Notice that this time when I typed, it did not give me any pop out or suggestion to identify the name of the range. So when you apply the name of the range inside a conditional formatting, you have to make sure that you are typing the spelling correctly. Here I have typed the spelling correctly for check. I'll click OK and apply. So let's see if it is working now or not. Let me change the amount to 1 lakh rupees. And you see, this is working. So conditional formatting also takes the named range input to apply the conditional formatting based on the particular criteria. If I change it back to 2,50,000, then it is also working. I'll show you the conditional formatting again. You can see that it says formula equals to G2 is greater than equal to check. I hope you understand the concept now. I have used some other features of Excel as well in this working, which is VLOOKUP or conditional formatting. If you have not seen those videos already, please go back to the channel and check those videos so that you understand those topics as well. Thank you for watching.